Will. Hey, Will, can you turn on the mic? This one? Tap it? Okay. Hello? Testing. 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 Ah, there we go. Hi, everyone. We're going to get started with the ceremony. So if everyone could have a seat, you'll have plenty of time afterwards to browse and maybe even take home a souvenir or two.
Is this on?
Well,
is this one on? Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, that's great. As I was writing this, I thought, well, you know, not being from the fine arts and I have to write everything down, and being a superintendent, people generally don't like to hear me talk a bunch. They like to hear three things: yes, happy retirement, and today will be a snow day. So I thought, we'll go ahead and write it out, and we'll go from there. So good afternoon. My name's Kenny Lee, and I have the honor of serving as the superintendent of schools for the Mahomet-Seymour School District. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you as we dedicate the auditorium to Ms. Judy Swiger. The connections that our former and current staff members make with our students is very important. Research shows that if students are engaged in activities outside of the classroom, they're more likely to excel inside as well. Whether it be the fine arts, agriculture, or athletics, these activities teach students valuable skills that they're sure to utilize as we send them off into life after Mahomet-Seymour High School. The impact that Judy had on her students in over 30 years of making connections in our district is evident by her induction into the Mahomet-Seymour High School Hall of Fame and today's event. In reading the various newspaper articles that have been shared with me, I found the comments of her former colleagues and students extremely touching. Without a doubt, Ms. Swiger had a profound impact on thousands of Mahomet-Seymour High School students over her career. I'd like to thank Ms. Hendrickson and the Booster Organization for all of their diligent work to bring the proposal of this dedication to our Board of Education, and the Board of Education for their support of this very deserving honor. I thank you for attending this special event today, and I wish you a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Superintendent Lee. I'm Karen Slazak. I am with the Drama Boosters, and I'm just so happy to see all these faces, young and old, here today to just celebrate and recognize Judy Swiger's contributions to our program. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about kind of how this came about, and then the rippling effects that she has had over the several years that she's been here. First of all, I'll just say this, I'm old. I graduated in '83, so a couple of my cohorts are here in the audience today. Okay, they're not old, I'm old. But we've been partnering with the Drama Club and with Sarah Hendrickson, who's just been an integral part of this. And this came about a couple of years ago. A friend of mine, a graduate, called me up and said, or texted me and said, hey, when are we naming this auditorium? And I said, this is the first I've heard. Now, I'm Booster President now, and my predecessor is here today as well. And we said, hey, this is a great idea. And then we found out from Carol Allen that this was in the works prior to us. And so we went back through and started collecting the signatures that were needed and just talking to folks over the time, just that loved her and shared stories about her. And we were just really touched by this. So we're happy to see this happening today. I myself, along with being a benefactor of this program, I mean, there were my friends, Mike and Eric and Jeff, and I had nieces and nephews in this program under her instruction, as well as my sister and her husband, who met in drama, are married, and my 3 kids have been all involved in drama. To date, we have 100 kids in the fall play alone. And that's coming up. This is a shameless plug. It's called Queens, and it's November 15th, 16th, and 17th. But those 100 kids, a couple of our graduates are here from last year as well. Those kids are just excited to perform for you and just be part of the arts that Judy set a foundation for. So we're so thankful for that. We also, at this school, we also have fall play, we have holiday play, we have variety show, we now have a speech team. I mean, it's just really grown. And then we, of course, have spring musical that'll be coming in April. So without further ado, I want to introduce you and just start the list of folks that knew her best, that were participating in plays, were friends, cohorts, teachers. So I'm going to start and introduce my friend Jeff Carpenter. Come on up, Jeff.
Hi, everybody. This place was brand new when we got here to the high school. It's amazing. And like Karen said, so much of our life's here. My kids came through here. We're on this stage. It's amazing. So I just have a few things I want to say. So hello, thespians and all you regular folk. Act well your part. They're all honor lies. I saw it on the program, and this is just proof of that. This is the motto of the International Theaters thespian society. In Alexander Pope's famous quote, there's a profound message about the significance and value of your individual actions. It urges us to embrace our roles and duties to the best of our abilities, because the true honor of accomplishment is derived from the way that we perform those responsibilities. That's true whether you're involved in the theater or not. Mrs. Swagger, or Judy as she wanted us to call her once we graduated, had that posted as a reminder everywhere. So let's remember as we gather here today to honor this remarkable individual who not only shaped our lives, but also turned the theater into a second home for so many of us. Now, if you ever had the pleasure of being with her in her classroom or here in the theater, you know that Judy had a way of encouraging us and challenging you. She expected you to give your best, but had a special way of bringing that out in you. Judy was dedicated. When we were in school, Judy had a hand in producing 4 to 5 shows every year. There was the fall play, the variety show, the Christmas show that we toured to all the elementary schools here in Mahomet, a mime show, and the spring musical. She served with the Illinois Theater Association, which was the host of the Illinois Theater Festival, amongst other things. And she shared her love of theater with us by taking us to plays and festivals, all while being a single mom to a very young Matt. And Matt, I want to thank you for sharing your mom with us. Now, I was what was called a drama geek, a drama nerd, and, well, from some of the less charitable members of the student, what those students failed to understand was that this was the place where you found those triple threat girls, smart, talented, and beautiful. When high school, this theater was my home, it was my refuge, and it was my life. So much of who I am began in this space. I met lifelong friends here, my brothers from another mother, Mike Roberts, Mike Roy, Eric Woodman, both of whom couldn't be here today, and I wish were up here on stage with me. Now I know if they were here, they'd have similar stories to share as I do, and the impact that Judy had on our lives. It was now right here where I tried my first hand at trying to write comedy, where my friends and I, we were the hosts of the variety show. And we got a few laughs, but none of us ever made a career out of it. And I think it was more out of desperation trying to find another host of MCs that they let us do a second year. As an aforementioned nerd, it was safe to say I wasn't particularly experienced with women. And I was cast as Allie Hackham in Oklahoma. And when I read this script, I realized that I had to kiss Ado Annie on stage. So what I had was not technically my first kiss, but damn near close. Ado Annie was being played by Mindy Forshee. She was incredibly popular. She was a cheerleader. She was a year older than I. And I was nervous. Terrified, to be exact. And from that, though, I learned to push myself out of that comfort zone. And here behind me, right here on this stage, during a musical scene of Irene, there was a particularly raucous scene, and we were chasing each other around in the party, and there was spilled champagne. I hit that at a run, busted my ass, and flew all the way off the stage. But from that, I learned that the show must go on, and I learned perseverance. And right here on the center stage, I struggled to learn a very long monologue when I was portraying the good doctor. Judy worked with me, coming in early, staying late after practices, to help me to nail it. And from that, I learned confidence. When the school district was facing financial difficulties and planned drastic cuts to the art program, much like what Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney did in their movies in the 40s, we did what we did best as theater kids. We put on a show. We gathered students and alumni and did a summer stock show just to keep the lights on. First, we did Godspell, and then Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. That was during that show, Joseph, where I was playing Pharaoh. I had first noticed that one of these adoring girls, Jenny Forshee, the little sister to Ado Annie, and she never lets me forget that I kissed her sister first. She had grown up, and she was pretty cute too, but she was still in high school, and I had just started college, so that story had to wait for another 20 years for its culmination. But all of this is just to say The life really happened on this stage, and Judy was there as a champion through all of it. She challenged us, expected us to show up and to do our best. She was dedicated, kind, compassionate, and gave us opportunities. As further testament to the love and care that Judy showed to her students, I want to share a story from my wife, Jenny. In her junior year, Jenny had a life-threatening complication from her diabetes and was hospitalized. The blood tests, infusions, and IVs left her arm severely bruised, and this was all in the week leading up to prom. Judy called Jenny's mom and told her that the rule at that time was that you couldn't attend prom if you didn't attend school that week. So Judy called Jenny's mom and told her to have Jenny come by on Friday to pick up some homework. So after being discharged that morning, she headed into the school. Judy said, "Your mother told me about the bruises on your arms and that you were worried about being allowed to go to prom." So to cover the bruises, she handed her some very long black opera gloves, giving her a hug, pushing her out the door and said, "You attended school today. Have fun at the dance." Judy loved what she did, and she loved her students, and we loved her back. Judy Swagger taught us that the magic of theater lies in its ability to surprise us, to make us laugh, and to bring us together in ways that we never imagined. So as we dedicate this theater in Judy's name, let it be a place where creativity knows no bounds, where students are allowed to discover their authentic selves, and the sense of play never dies. So thank you, Judy, for filling our lives with laughter, learning, and joy. Here's to many more acts of inspiration and joy in this very theater, which we're so very proud to dedicate to you. Thank you very much.
There were a couple of former students, colleagues, and friends that weren't able to join us today, but they have asked that we share some thoughts. So first up is Shauna Neville Goff, and that is her in the picture. And she sent us just a clip, a voice clip of what she had to say about Judy.
I met Mrs. Swagger in speech communications class when I was a freshman at Mahomet-Seymour High School. I knew she was a theater director and speech team coach, so I was already intrigued. But she totally won my heart the day in class she wrote "assume" on the chalkboard. Those of you who had her for speech already know the lesson she taught that day, so I will challenge you to say it with me. When you assume, you only make an ass out of you and me. My mouth fell open, and then I was hooked. From there, Mrs. Swagger became one of my favorite people and a woman I spent more time with than my own mother. She was my theater director, speech team coach, teacher, and role model. When I was on stage in high school, I knew I had totally nailed a line perfectly if I heard Mrs. Swagger laughing over the crowd from her favorite seat in the back row of this very auditorium. Her laugh was the best ever, and it made me feel like Wonder Woman on stage every time I heard it, a reward better than any other. She worked tirelessly with my humorous duet acting partner, Sue Zillowitz, and me until we got our comedic timing just right, exerting the utmost patience with me when time and again in practice I cracked up at Sue because, well, she was hilarious. The best was when Mrs. Swagger started laughing too. Later in life, Mrs. Swagger became my English department chair and colleague, and one of my closest friends, Judy. She knew how to make me laugh so hard that milk came out of my nose at the lunch table in the teacher's lounge. True story. Spilled countless drops of food on her shirt while eating dinner during show rehearsals. Had a countless number of post-it notes stuck to her giant purse, and batted her eyelashes at us all while putting her hand angelically under her chin, claiming, "I'm the sweet one." I just found an email she sent out to the faculty and staff here on my 40th birthday, and I thought you'd love to hear this. Dear colleagues, in the midst of your busy day, if you happen to see Shauna Ray Neville Goff, wish her a happy birthday. 40, 40, 4 decades, 40 Rama. You might tell all your students to stop by and wish her a happy special birthday. You might contact everyone you know in Mahomet and tell them to go by her house and honk. We could broaden the limits to Champaign-Urbana. Well, you get the idea. Have a great birthday, Shauna, from your old teacher and friend, Judy. Yep, She was the sweet one. And Judy knew how to help me open up when I struggled in life. Her hugs were the best, and she was the one I always sought out when I just needed love. The person I looked for when I was at my most vulnerable. I'm so blessed to have been with her when she left very early for the hospital and was at her most vulnerable. Holding her hand and saying a prayer with her, getting the prized hug that lasted for several minutes. I can still feel her arms around me today as I was able to give her love that morning. It was my privilege to be a part of the team of so many who deeply loved her to work on the greatest production of all for her retirement in 2007, the Judies. She agreed to sit on the stage, which was so rare. She preferred to stay behind the scenes. In the very throne we used in my first musical performance on this stage, Once Upon a Mattress. We put together the show of her life with a variety of performances, words from Eileen Bunty, or Mama B, as most of you know her, and who is with Judy in heaven right now, laughing and having a great time. An original song performed by the English department called Here's to You, Judy Swider, during which we all carried out giant purses with Post-it notes all over them and acted like we spilled something on our shirts, which brought out that prized belly laugh from her that I always worked to hear. And a presentation by Judy's best production, her son Matt. We had an award trophy made just for the occasion, and she even gave a speech of acceptance. It was an amazing evening focused on honoring this beautiful soul, this teacher and mentor of theater, speech, and of life, just as we are all doing this afternoon. I am beyond thrilled that this auditorium, this sanctuary of love, safety, belonging, acceptance, this sanctuary of Judy, is being named after the woman who is more deserving than anyone I know. She motivated thousands of us to want to perform better and strive for excellence, to soar. Whether on or off the stage, on show night, or in life, you acted well your part, Judy, with honor. Please join me in honoring this amazing legend with a standing ovation. Here's to you, Judy Swider. Love you.
Thank you to Shauna for that moving tribute. I actually just got a text from Mickey Bunting, Mama B's daughter, asking to share a video file. So Will, I need you to go to my email that's in one of the tabs and open up that video file. There's also a picture of Judy and Mama B. If you don't know Mama B, she passed about a week and a half ago, and she was also an intricate part of the drama club for a long time.
Which one is it?
So you can show the picture first of Judy and Mama. Yep. And then you can go ahead and play the video or the audio file.
Hi, my name is Mickey Bunting, and I'm Mama B's daughter. And I just want to say a few words about Judy Swagger. I first met Judy my freshman year of high school. I was a goofy young freshman, and being in her theater program changed my life. I am so thankful for knowing Judy. She's been my teacher, my teacher mentor, my friend, my advisor, my mama's best friend for well over 40 years. I have been so blessed to have her in my life. She is so deserving of this honor. She spent so many hours with my mom and Carol and with all the young people that she had such an impact. It made a ripple. People went on to do Broadway touring productions. They went on to pursue their art. And she helped me follow my dreams of acting, which I did, and then I became a theater teacher, and I would always call her for advice her. She's made such a profound impact on her students, on the community, and in the state of Illinois. I was so honored to be at her celebration when she received the Lifetime Award for the Illinois Theater Association. I cannot think of a better way to honor her memory than to rename it. I am forever grateful for the impact that Judy had on my life. She always taught me to act well my part there, all the honor lies. I carry that in my heart, Judy, and I miss you, and I know you and Mama are up in heaven having a heck of a time. So, thank you for letting me share a few of my words about Judy. Take care, all. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay. Next we have Mike Ingram, who was a 2000 graduate. Mike's not here, right? Okay, he was going to try to come, but I will go ahead and read this on his behalf. I spent 4 years working alongside Judy Swiger. He had sent I think the picture is in the program. There's a black and white photo below with her white trimmed shirt. As a new transplant to Mahomet, Illinois, who quickly realized that the football team he joined was largely just a vehicle for yelling crap at other teams, having drama 1 as an elective probably changed the trajectory of my entire life. I'd been a theater kid in my previous home of San Diego, but out there the lines between cliques were blurry if they existed at all. So you could be a surf kid who played basketball and then went to play practice and then skated home. The lines were clearer in Mahomet, and I very quickly realized that the theater and music people were my people. Lucky for me, Swiger, with her razor-sharp sarcasm and wit, was quick to embrace another stray, and I never looked back. I was involved in every single show that her theater department put on for the entirety of my time in high school. Her classes and her department were responsible for most of the fun I had in high school, legal and less legal, and the girls I dated. Thanks to her, I held my official position, secretary as a junior and president as a senior of Thespian Troupe 2655, and delegate experience, State Thespian Board. I can also thank her for the theater scholarship that I largely wasted. I made a million mistakes, and it never made her talk down to me or withdraw her support. She told me once that intention was as important as anything. Of all the things she told me, that one stuck the deepest. Teachers are magic. You have to care, like beyond the scope of what some people can even understand, if you are willing to accept the pay and conditions and hostile parents, all so you can deal with a scrum of little a-holes who don't know how to deal with their emotions yet. And for teachers who traffic in things that the broken kids gravitate to, aka the arts, has to be even harder. We were not easy kids to deal with, y'all, and still, with poise and kindness and humor and a goal line stance of a look that was the true embodiment of F around and find out, Swiger managed to keep us all in check. He feels comfortable cussing, I don't, sorry. But apparently she had a choice word or two slip past her school filter. It was high school and drama kids are dramatic. But even factoring in that, there was a sense of community that existed under her care. I'm sure it exists in other places thanks to other educators, but it was a unique experience for me. And her impact on the lives of her students beyond their school years is evident in the phone conversations I've had today and in the posts that I have seen tonight. This is when Judy had passed. Since she was a giant, and she was living it up in retirement. Thanks to social media, we got to stay connected and talk about the weird places we were both traveling to. I hate that 2020 and the pandemic meant that she wasn't able to cross another spot or two off the list. 73 years of living life the way that she did is a hell of a run, but she had a lot more planned. So for Judy Swiger and all of the exceptional teachers like her, please raise a glass, and maybe also make sure that you're advocating for them to be paid well and support their needs during things like the pandemic so that your kids can be able to tell the tale of their own Judy Swiger. And then finally, Joel Shoemaker. He is a 2002 graduate, and I actually had the pleasure of spending my freshman year with Joel on the stage. He says, oh, also, Joel is a credited author. He wrote Bacon Grief, which has a character, I think it's a pen, in his book that is supposed to be Judy. So if you get a chance, read it. I walked into high school not really knowing who I was, who I would become, or importantly, who I wanted to become. High school in Mahomet was very, very good to me. I know many have had negative experiences whenever they went to high school, but I just wasn't among them. Mahomet-Seymour High School was a very supportive environment, and that's probably in large partly because of where I chose to spend my time. I knew nothing about theater. I had a few years' experience as a magician, but I didn't know what a play or musical was. Memory fails why I decided to show up for the first play audition, but whatever the reason, as soon as I learned it was Shakespeare, I chickened out. Yet, Mrs. Swiger invited me to participate on the crew in some way, so I decided to help out with the program. I sold ads and wrote bios. I compiled information and laid it out on this ridiculously thin black tape, and then we hand copied each page. She showed me how to do all of this, and then she marked it up with a purple pen, over and over, copy after copy. If I may be really honest, she was brutal with that pen. Purple everywhere. I would go on to be with Mrs. Swiger until the print deadline for every single program. For 4 years, I would sell ads, I would write bios, I would tape and hand copy until it was perfect, until midnight or later on school nights if it were necessary. Heaven knows why my parents allowed it. I spent so much time with Judy Swiger that I broke a more than 20-year record for thespian points with more than 210. Each point represented 10 hours of work, something like that. She wrote the certificate for the new record out to Joel Dwight Shoemaker. I still have it 20 however many years later. It's no wonder why there are only 4 characters in my first book, published in 2021. 5 if you count the theater teacher's pen. Indeed, I love that purple pen and I will always remember it. After all, I think it, more likely its owner, helped make me who I am today. Finally, I'd like to have Joan Jordan come up to the stage and read something on behalf of Carol Allen.
Well, I can tell you that I have many, many stories of, I'm the sweet one. Oh my gosh, so sarcastic all the time. And we've spent hours and hours and thousands of miles. Linda Meacham, Janet Watnam are here, and with Judy going around the world, and she was just a character no matter where we were. But every time we went someplace, Linda was off and gone. And here'd be Judy and I sitting on a bench waiting until she came back. And she'd tell us, oh, you don't need to go there. There's nothing there you want to see. Okay, thanks, Linda. Or in the gift shop telling us, this is what you need. And Judy and I, before we caught on, would spend the money, and Linda would buy nothing. So you know now where my retirement money has gone. So in honor of Judy, I thought today, I've got to wear blue. Because we all, no matter if we saw anything cobalt, it was like, Judy. I was just as bad as Linda. You got to buy this. This is beautiful. And one of the things that always stood out to me was we went to the Christmas show at Gordyville. And we were looking, and there was this head that had a hat on it, you know, as a display. And Judy goes, could I buy that? And the lady goes, yeah, the hat, you know, you can buy that. She goes, no, I mean the head. So when you walked into her house, you would always see the blue head. The other thing that Judy got her master's degree as a dramaturg. Now, you know that I couldn't let it go. I'd always go, no. She'd go, I'm the sweet one. I go, no, you're a dramaturg. That's what you are. So just don't forget it. So being sweet's one thing, but just remember who you are, where you're from. So there's just, I can't tell you how it broke my heart when I found out she had died. Because I have 4 younger brothers. And I had no girls of my own. You know, I never had any sisters, so I picked her. Her and Linda and I, we've been around the world, we've done things, we taught together. We spent thousands of hours in bargaining. You guys, that's what we did. And the people, Janet and Linda, and we all bargained contracts, and the rest of our group that we travel with that are teachers from Mahomet, we spent so much time bargaining. We knew each other well. We didn't teach together, we all taught in different buildings, but it was a pleasure, it was my pleasure to know her and for her to up my culture, because we did in the fine arts, because she drug us every place. And I had to drive when we went to Chicago because Judy said, this is what she said, when I have to drive in Chicago and things get bad, I close my eyes. I'm going, oh my God, you're never driving, ever, ever. So I didn't drive, I didn't close my eyes. And then there's Linda going, it's just over there. Linda, where the heck is the road? Tell me the street. No, it's just over. I'm telling you. You have no idea, one trip to Peoria, I bet I made 10 U-turns. I thought, if any policeman sees me doing this, they're going to arrest me. All right, I wanted to share that with you because I had so much fun with her. She was just delightful, except when she was really sarcastic. Or they handed us, I found out one thing about her, she hated word searches. That happens to be one of my favorite things to do. You know, we're on the bus, you know, we'd be on a coach, and you have all these things to do, and they gave her one, and she goes, I hate these things. And gave it to me. I said, Judy, I already have one, you do your own. Oh, I hate those things. So anyway, all right, this is because you'll find out why Carol is not here. And trust me, she so desperately wanted to be because they were the best of friends. And last Sunday, I went to Eileen Bunting's funeral, her services, and it just breaks my heart. The week before, I had been to Betty Triesenberg's services. So we're losing some of these icons from our district, and it is so awesome that we give them the respect and the honor that they deserve. All right, I can't believe it's been almost 4 years since I was going with you, sitting in our driveway. We had gone to dinner and had spent the day just being together, going to our favorite secondhand stores, talking about our grandchildren. That's you guys. You were different that night. It was like you innately knew it would be the last time we would be together. You gave me the I love you too quip as you left the car, turned around, smiled for a long 5 seconds, and then walked up your stairs, went into the house, closed your door, and I was frozen in my car. I knew. I just knew. I cried for at least 5 minutes. I thought you might see me, but I couldn't see to drive home, so I just had a good cry. So why did I want this shared today? Only you would totally understand why Doug and I needed to meet Jace's new little one today, Jesse Matthias, born in North Carolina. Jace would be here today to celebrate this dedication, Judy, if he could. Our whole family would. You got under the Allen skin. We love our dear friend, Aunt Judy, mentor, director, the sweet one. This auditorium was your home away from home. The thousands of kids you scared as freshmen, including my children, became your lifelong friends, some colleagues, and avid audiences throughout the years. You taught not only theater, but woodworking, advertising, sewing, design skills, but also they learned how to be part of a team, leadership, and a family. You often said that theater reflected life. We taught history. The Holocaust plays were some of your best work discussing social issues, and every student that came through the door was important. You would say, we will find a place for them. When I said, let's double cast our shows, you looked over those glasses on your nose, you know, the ones like this, raised your eyebrows, let out a big sigh, and said, okay, let's do it. And you never, not once, looked back. We worked together to include everyone in this program who you had built with our Mama B. What a gift to work with both of you for over 20 plus years. Some of the wonderful students that have gone on from these doors include several worked at Disney, even as princesses. One started his own national sound company working major concerts and conventions, became part of the armed forces and sang to the troops worldwide, worked tech on major movies such as The Dark Knight, off-Broadway productions while winning top awards in writing and acting, national tours in theater, Emmy, Obie, and Jeffrey Awards. Others are light technicians, opera singers, costume designers, professional artists, and the list goes on and on. Some of them have become high school theater teachers. Sarah? Been in local productions or at St. Louis, the Fox, or the Muni, or worked on Broadway in Chicago. But I'm betting the majority still take their family and friends to support local community theater, which you, Judy, love just as much. The awards and acknowledgement she received just made her blush, but when I say she was known by her friends and colleagues throughout the United States for her contribution, it always pulls me back to this. Her favorite above all of this was beginning again every fall in this auditorium at Mahomet-Seymour High School and teaching, once again, the valuable lessons of life only the way she could, and ending every year encouraging the students to act well your part, for therein the honor lies. Swaggy, you so deserve this honor. Love you, Judy. You're the best mentor and friend a girl could ask for. Thanks for giving of yourself over and over again. Our family has been richer because of you. From Doug, Carol, Josh, Jamie, Lindsay, and Jace Allen. And just so you know, there's the hallway over at Lincoln Trail that when I die, I want you to dedicate it to me.
Thank you to everyone who shared some memories. I'll share a couple of memories here in just a minute, but I want to invite Matt Swiger, Judy's son, to come up and say a couple of words.
Please stay right here, support me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those of you guys who know me, this is not my milieu right here. Ironically, being the son of a speech teacher and theater teacher. I just want to thank everybody for coming here, for celebrating her amazing career. It's been amazing to see all of you guys. want to thank my wife, Kendra, whom Judy adored, my sensational stepdaughters, Kyla and Kirsten, and her sisters, Ann and Barb, who could not be here. They're both in California. My cousin, their Ann's daughter, Sabrina. My cousin, Katie, and her daughter, Hadley, who knows her as Grandma Juju, and my stepdaughters, who knew her as Nana Juju. She didn't want to be called Grandma. She never wanted to be called Grandma. She was always the sweet one in my eyes, no matter what Joan says over there. She loved all you guys. She loved going out in the world and seeing the success, you guys on stage, you guys behind the stage, backstage, light booths, costumes, all those things. I'd be remiss not to mention Mama B, Eileen Bunting. She had a special place in my heart as well. I spent many years growing up in this place. I can remember what it used to look like before it does now, and just seeing the evolution has been amazing. I'm also thankful to have gone to New York and London on those trips that Mickey so eloquently mentioned. So thank you guys. Thank you to everybody, Ms. Slazak, Ms. Hendrickson, and welcome to the Judy Swiger Auditorium.
So as I mentioned, I'm a 2005 graduate, and I started my freshman year. We did, and then They Came For Me, which is a Holocaust play. And the thing that I remember the most about Judy was there happened to be an incident close to the performance date where a few of the lead actors and actresses were caught underage drinking. And I was floored that Judy had them come in front of the entire cast and apologize to us and tell us, the dangers of that, and just that they really felt bad about it, and and so I had never seen anything like that, and I just really respected that she did that. Even as a freshman, I was like, wow, that's big, right? Because I don't even know if I would be able to do that now. But she really knew how to kind of gain the respect that she so obviously deserved. I also had her for Modern Lit my senior year. She introduced me to Soylent Green. I had never seen or heard of Soylent Green, so we watched that movie, which was a very interesting one if you've never seen it. She was just a fantastic person to be around. I really enjoyed being in productions. I was in Bye Bye Birdie and Joseph my senior year, and it was just a lot of fun. She just had a really great personality and fun person to be around. So as we conclude this afternoon, I would just like to say a few words about her, kind of give you a little bit of background. So throughout the years, Mahomet-Seymour High School has been fortunate to honor numerous individuals for their commitment to our students and our community. This afternoon, we are especially proud to take a few moments to recognize another such individual, Judy Swiger, educator, director, friend. A native of Dalton, Illinois, Judy Swiger started her teaching career at Mahomet in 1973. From 73 to 2007, Judy taught English and speech at Mahomet-Seymour High School. She was a drama sponsor for 32 of those years. She also directed and produced hundreds of plays and musicals during that time. Judy took her drama students on many trips, including the annual Illinois High School Theater Festival. In January 1999, it was announced that Judy would be the executive director of the Theater Festival in 2001. This was a great honor. She also brought many plays from MSHS to perform at Theater Fest. Illinois Theater Association's 4th annual Red Carpet Gala, held on August 24th and 25th of 19, Judy was the presenter of the Ann Thurman Mentorship Award, also a great honor. After she retired in 2007, Judy remained active in the theater community. Several area instructors worked with her as the driving force for the Educational Theater Association, the Illinois Thespians. Recently, she was inducted into the Mahomet-Seymour Hall of Fame in 2023. We are pleased this afternoon to be joined by her son, Matt. In honor of her contributions as an educator, a drama sponsor, and a friend this afternoon, we are proud to announce that the auditorium at Mahomet-Seymour High School shall, from this day forward, be known as Swiger Auditorium. In recognition of today's announcement, Mahomet-Seymour High School is proud to present Judy's son Matt with an award, which is a replica of the sign that will be displayed to the left of the auditorium door. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would ask you that you join us in showing your sincere appreciation to Mahomet-Seymour High School teacher and drama sponsor Judy Swiger. As Sue Aldridge, friend of Judy's, said in 2020, a trailblazer, a mentor, an advocate, and voice for many, a teacher, a leader, and most of all, a friend, sister, mother, and grandmother. That was Judy. We invite you for some refreshments, cake and punch in the back. Also, as you can tell, there's lots and lots of things that we have put up about Judy. If there is something in particular that you are like, I want that, please take it. Because we have limited storage, and we would love that to be in your hands and for you to have something to remember her by. Thank you. Sure. Yes.
Thank you, great job.
Family,
Yeah.
you up there on the podium.
Great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Get your family up there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Boyfriend, maybe? No, no. Just in case, you know, never know.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody
Together, and then,
in
yeah.
here. And
Very nice.
I have no camera skills, but Sarah, why don't you get
Well,
on?
get one of just
Okay,
them first,
gotcha.
that's fine.
All right, 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Okay?
Matt, you're going to share that with us so we can put it on our,
Yeah.
Okay,
You
good.
have to tell me who wants it, but
just send it to Sarah.
okay.
And then we'll get
I can
it.
probably manage to accomplish.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys ready? Yep. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let me make sure that turned out okay. All right, perfect.
Great.
I think everybody's looking. So
Okay.
I will put that out on our social media right now.
Thank you, Matt. Okay. And Matt Swiger, those flowers are for you and your family, so don't let us forget those. And whatever you want to take home with you, there's a ton of things for. There's a ton of plaques for your mom. Yes, that's with the flowers. That was from those guys. So we've got a lot of stuff. If you want to bring the plaques home that have your mom's name on them, we can put them in a box for you. Yes. Yes. I know you don't. You're like, you have a lot of things. I understand that.
Yeah, so they all carry weight.
Yeah. Okay. Great. We would love that for you guys. I do want to take a couple pictures of these. Did the guy take the photos? Okay. All right. Good deal. Here, Will.
Per year. On top of the already expensive costs.
Yeah, Madison, we got fortunate with Madison that she has in-state tuition and then got other scholarships on top of it, so what all we owed for this semester, because she's actually got an apartment, we only owe $3,000 for this semester. Because she's got good grades.
Well, the thing is that also we get money off of you.
But, yeah, that's why, that helps. But do what's good for you.
Yeah, it's either there or Michigan.